Hi, welcome to Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel, right here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now, leave in the comments in the comment section, and why not like and share the video as well. Well, I tell you what, it is midweek, so I'm going to give you the news and rumour roundup for you now. It is indeed the 15th of September right now, so let's get it straight into it. Lots of news stories to get through, and I'll give you my opinion on them as well. Roderick Strong and Eric Young have both signed deals with WWE. This is fantastic news. I expect them personally to be in NXT. Roderick Strong could be just like Austin Aries. If the Cruiserweight division goes very well on Monday Night Raw, I expect both of them could be involved on the SmackDown's brand version, as they are rumoured to have their own version of the Cruiserweights should Raw's one be successful. So be interesting. Keep an eye on Roderick Strong because he's a good competitor. Was in ROH, I believe, from 2003 all the way up until this year. So he's a very good talent, and I look forward to seeing what he can bring to the table in WWE. Eric Young, of course, TNA star as well, and I'm excited to see what he'll bring to the table in WWE as well. I think that he'll be NXT bound, just like Bobby Roode and Austin Evans, Samoa Joe have been, and I think that'll be probably the best place for him right now to certainly develop his character the way that WWE would like it to be handled. Speaking of the Cruiserweights, by the way, the Cruiserweight Classic, of course, having its conclusion last night. There's been talk within WWE of having another sort of Classic Series. However, it would involve female talents. While these plans have not been decided on, it could take place in the first quarter of 2017. The talk of doing a tournament with non-roster women goes back several months. Now, for me, I think that's very exciting news, personally because of the fact I think that WWE could do with more female wrestlers on their roster. Not necessarily a Raw and SmackDown at the moment. Maybe Raw could do one or two more. SmackDown, I think, has got a good amount for the time of the show. Looking at it, though, NXT at the moment needs developing, and I think that there certainly needs to be a few more women added to that roster, because at the moment you can see we're apart from sort of Asuka and Ember Moon, there is a couple of others under there like Billie Kay as well and Patron Royce, but they're not really hit that point with the spotlight yet, and I'm not convinced that they are ready yet for the main stage, so be interested to see where that goes. We'll move on to former WWE star now, Alberto Del Rio, or is it Alberto Del Patron now? WWE has cut ties, of course, with Del Rio, and he's now free to work anywhere he wants. It's been said that TNA has a strong interest in signing Del Rio. It's believed that TNA does not suspend or fine talents for failing drugs tests. Del Rio, who is receiving offers from just about everyone, is looking at working about 60 dates per year and being out of the business in the next 2 years. So very interesting stuff indeed there. Personally, for me, I actually I could see Del Rio in TNA doing a good thing, because TNA at the moment are going in a good direction. They've kind of got a good way of reinvigorating characters and stuff like that, and making people seem important again. I think they would do a good job with Del Rio, but personally for me, I would like to see him back in Lucha Underground if given the actual option, because there seemed like there was some unfinished business for me, and I'd like to see Del Rio back in Lucha if given the option. I'm sure he'll be working multiple different venues though, rather than just one. I can't see him personally being an exclusive talent. Moving on to Emma, of course, WWE woman wrestler. She aggravated her ruptured disc in her back in May 8th during a WWE live event, and she's been recovering from surgery ever since. Recently, Emma noted on Twitter that she's been working out and was actually backstage at Raw this week. This could be an indication that she's very close to making her return to weekly WWE programming, and I think personally that would be great to see. I would like to see her on Raw, mainly because of the fact that she could actually then be with Dana Brooke. This could then perhaps even benefit with the Dana Brooke and Charlotte if they break up, which I think is certainly on the horizon. Emma could be the one that could come back to be on the side with Dana Brooke, possibly even as a face talent to begin with before turning heel down the road. We'll have to see as it works out, but I think that definitely would be quite exciting should that happen. We'll next move on to Jack Swagger, of course, is now on the SmackDown roster. They didn't feel that it was a big position for him on Raw, and this is why Swagger is now on SmackDown. Of course, it said that his Raw contract had expired. Swagger is expected to receive a solid push moving forward on SmackDown. Now, if that promo is anything to go by, I am not looking forward to this. I think Jack Swagger's had his turn. I personally believe that this new era, it's good to see people reinvigorate themselves. I mean, I only mentioned with TNA that they're good at doing that. You only have to look at Broken Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Decay. They've all been around the block for a long time. And, I mean, why shouldn't Jack Swagger get that opportunity as well? I just kind of don't buy him as a character, though. But hopefully, it's still early days. There could be time that maybe he could just change my mind. We'll go on to now the bigger news stories now. Bill Goldberg. That's right, Bill Goldberg is in this list of rumours. There's a rumour online that Bill Goldberg has been teasing about doing something with WWE September 25th Clash of Champions event, which takes place in the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's been said that Goldberg and WWE were negotiating on bringing him back for a match. Now, Goldberg is currently scheduled to appear on a live Eric Bischoff podcast on the same day in the same town that Clash of Champions will be held between the hours of 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Goldberg mentioned in a video that the podcast appearance is just hours before Clash of Champions. It should be interesting if he makes an appearance at the event. Now, personally, for me, I'm going to be honest, we saw this at SummerSlam. It made more sense to do it at SummerSlam. Brock is not going to be at Clash of Champions, so I personally don't see this one happening, but I would mark out if it did. I would be really happy to see him there because personally, although I believe in the one match with Brock Lesnar, I still think there could be a couple of matches that could be good to watch with Bill Goldberg in WWE. Personally, especially on the Raw side, maybe with a Seth Rollins, a Roman Reigns, I think these matches would be quite compelling to watch because a lot of people, as much criticism Roman Reigns gets, a lot of people keep saying what a great worker he is. So maybe it would be quite interesting, the battle with the spears between Goldberg and Roman Reigns. But I'm sure a few people may agree with that, a few may disagree. Let me know your feelings in the comments below. Moving on to the next story, and Kalisto. Now, of course, his match with Baron Corbin was originally scheduled for SummerSlam earlier this year. The match was nixed because Kalisto was dealing with an undisclosed injury. It can now be confirmed that the injury is in fact a back injury. As of writing, it's unknown how long he will be out for before returning to WWE programming. Kalisto last wrestled on the August 2nd edition of SmackDown, losing a Intercontinental title #1 contenders match to Apollo Crews, and of course Baron Corbin was in the same match as well, and he was helped back after that match as well. So that's basically the deal there with Kalisto, and look forward to seeing him back whenever he comes back, and I'm pretty sure he'll be going straight back into a feud with Baron Corbin when he arrives back. Now, I speculated the other day that this would happen, and it's been announced officially that it is going to happen. The SmackDown Women's Championship match, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch, of course, the champion, will be taking place at October 9th's No Mercy event from Sacramento, California. That joins the triple threat match for the WWE World title of champion AJ Styles defending against John Cena and Dean Ambrose. Now, Randy Orton is the next story I'm going to be talking about. Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com suggests that Randy Orton has suffered a concussion at the end of his match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. The idea of the finish was to create confusion with fans, and let me tell you, they did that, and have them wonder if it was real or wasn't real. Now, according to Meltzer, WWE knew that Orton had a concussion, but covered it up, and Orton downplayed his injury to friends and co-workers. While Orton was pulled from house shows, he still appeared on television, and the match with Bray Wyatt was announced for Backlash. When Orton was checked out the day of Backlash, it was determined that he couldn't do the match. WWE continued advertising the match on social media as if nothing was wrong, but apparently Wyatt vs. Kane was something reported that WWE had planned as a backup plan for some time. Now, let me tell you, that backup plan was a bad idea, but that's just my view anyway. Kane should never have won that match. It should have been Bray Wyatt all the way, even if the RKO came after the match. But speaking of that, if he's got a concussion, should he really actually be doing any bumps at all? There has been questions about WWE allowing Orton to even hit an RKO while not medically cleared. When asked if Orton shouldn't be taking bumps, Bret Hart actually had to say on the matter. He actually said the following: absolutely, he shouldn't take any falls. The impact of any bump will pose problems. The brain is usually swollen and can't be banged about. And I 100% agree with Bret Hart on that one. No way should Randy Orton be taking any risk whatsoever. What do I say every time I do one of these videos? Health comes first. But speaking of health and recovery, Finn Balor posted a video on Facebook where he updated fans on his recent recovery, his recovery from injury and how it's been going. Balor's been rehabbing 5 days a week at the WWE Performance Center, and things are looking good. He actually thanked his fans for their support, and he said hopefully it's only 5 months until he's back. Now, that is amazing news, because that would be in time for WrestleMania. It's not in time for the Royal Rumble, but you know what? As long as he's there for the big day, WrestleMania, I will be extremely happy about this, and I'm pretty sure most of the WWE fan base would be as well. So that's pretty much everything for you there in one one video. Let me know your feelings in the comments below. Do you enjoy these style of videos? I will keep doing them if you like them like this. Please subscribe to the channel right now as well. Like and share the video. You've been watching Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel right here on YouTube.com. Thank you for taking that time out and actually choosing to choose this channel and watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be bringing you many more of the latest news and updates throughout the rest of the week. And until then, I'll see you next time on this channel. Take care. And actually, no, do you know what? Before I go, I have to quickly say that coming up in the next couple of days will be on my next podcast, SCW the Wrestling Podcast, episode 32. And to give you a little bit of a preview of what it is about, it is going to be what wrestling fans want in 2016. Going to be looking at every single company, including WWE, their version of NXT. Going to look at TNA, Lucha Underground, ROH, and going to see what fans actually want in 2016. Because I'm pretty sure there are fans happy and unhappy all across the board when it comes to wrestling these days. We're going to pick the bones and see what makes a modern wrestling company and what everyone should be aspiring to be moving forward. The podcast is already done, so I'm going to upload it in the next couple of days. And I must admit, the reason why I'm giving it such a bit of a plug here is actually I'm really proud of this one. I think it's a good podcast. So if you get the opportunity, I ask you to please check it out. It'll be about an hour long, and I'm hoping that you won't regret it as well, because I think it's a very good listen. But that's just coming from me. But I'm pretty sure you'll give me your opinions if you listen as well. And I do welcome all your opinions on this channel. But that's for me in the meantime. Take care. Thank you once again, and I'll see you next time right here on Steve Chats Wrestling, hashtag SCW the Wrestling Channel here on YouTube.